Good morning. Welcome to my channel. Today's the 24th of November 2021. I know it is because I bought a calendar. Yes, miracles do happen. Let's start with our first holiday diamond painting. And let me just change the light pad for a minute because we have a bigger one out since we are working on um, 3 different projects. Has anyone seen my light pad? Do you have it? No. I got it. Hang in there. Okay. We got this. Let's see how we're going to do this. Perfect. Actually, no, it isn't. There. Where's the hole? Oh, darn. You know, if the cable goes down, it's going to go under the floor. I mean, on the floor, under the desk, and the only one that can find it there is the Mini Monster. Ah, we got it. Okay, go down there. Once in a while, not often, I got myself into this problem where I have quite a few projects going, and this is the time of the year that I get myself into this problem. Let's come down a little lower because yesterday we had to, excuse me, the tripod just bite me, but I didn't drop the phone and it didn't drop the camera. We're improving. And it's sticky. We have established that. Actually, come on, camera. Come along, adjust. No? What do you mean, no? Have it your way. Camera is going to have a hissy fit. I usually start in the corner and right, and I'm going to take out my paper underneath the other light pad. Take out another sheet. Just a regular baking paper. Oh, don't use the wax paper, because if you do and you stick it on here, you will never get it off. I mean, you can, but I think I should probably make a video about what happens when you put paper on here. Actually wet it. I use a baby wipe. Useful things to have around the house. Not the babies, the baby wipes. The babies are just nice. Baby wipes are useful. Babies are fun. Um, wet the spot where the paper that you sometimes you get stuck on there. Let it get wet, and then you can actually just wipe it off, and then let it dry, and you will notice that it's still sticky. So hopefully that was a little bit of help. But there are videos on YouTube where you can see how to do that. Um, I'm trying to think of which of the ladies that I watched actually did that. She did the same thing that I think we all do. We have lists or inventory sheets or whatever. Accidentally, we put paper on a sticky spot or something falls on it, or we have wonderful children that do wonderful things. And we need to clean it off of there. So this is what I learned. So evidently this sticky stuff is waterproof, I presume. And no reason to get a heart attack, especially if it's a big, big, big canvas like we're going to do. Like I told you. Yeah. Let me just get organized here. I mean, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. What do you want? 2. Yeah, I had a bit of too much light, which means I had a glare. Now, I don't know if the camera kept its lighting because the camera is still sleeping. There we go. Hey, it's a funny color snow. There's the twins, and there's the bigger one. I don't know if there's the big brother, big sister, or the mommy or the daddy, but there's a little boy, there's a little girl. Adorable little picture. It's going to look so cute in the window. Of course, I'm going to take a picture of it in the window. And once I finish putting up the decorations, I will take a picture of that also. Remember, this is Eastern Europe. We have different traditions. This household has a number of nationalities, and they each have their own tradition. And one of them does not celebrate Christmas as such. And one of them does not celebrate Christmas at this date, on December 25th. Now, tomorrow will be American Thanksgiving, and the next holiday will be December 6th, St. Nicholas Day, which is called Mikuláš Nap in this country. Santa Claus does not come on Christmas. Santa Claus comes on December 6th. That's his name day, St. Nicholas. It's a Catholic holiday. We don't have Catholics in our family, but we celebrate. So mainly for children. The good children, all the children clean and polish their shoes, and they put it in a window. Well, we live on the first floor, but anyway, we put it in the window. Usually when a child goes to sleep, the parents bring the shoes in. In some places where it's not advisable to leave the shoes out on the window for various reasons. If the child behaved, Then a child will get little presents put in their shoes and candy and gifts from Saint Nicholas. If the child was not a little monster, we have a 2-year-old, so now you know why he's called a mini monster. He's a beautiful mini monster, and we love him to death, but he's in a terrible tooth, which is a lot of fun, believe me. You gotta have a sense of humor. The naughty little humans get a little twig off, a little branch of the tree. No, you don't get a 1 meter thick, it's a tiny little branch. Usually it is sprayed with gold paint and a little ribbon put on it. And they get a light spanking with the twig. And they do not get chocolate. And I usually put fruit, a little bit of chocolate, not much, because we don't want the child crawling up on the walls, And for Christmas in this country, this is Hungary, we have special candy called szaloncukrot. This is the only time of the year that this candy is made and available. Now they have many variations of it. In the old days, especially in the village, it would be made at home. And that also the walnuts would be covered in gold foil or sprayed in gold or silver. And they presented one of the decorations for the trees. Congratulate me, you have not seen me dump drills in a while. I know you were missing it. So you get a few pieces of that candy. This candy is usually hung up with some silver or, gold thread on the Christmas tree. Usually what happens when you have older children, you decorate the Christmas tree, usually on the afternoon of the 24th. And then at night, they would light the candles on the Christmas tree on the 24th. And then on the 25th, you walk by the Christmas tree and you wonder, what on earth is this draft that the candies seem to be, dancing around on the Christmas tree? And then you go to adjust one of the candies and you realize that it's just a wrapper. Little mouse at night came and ate the candy, rolled up the bottom of the foil, the silver or gold, and then left it on a tree, the empty paper. Yes, we used to do that when we were kids too. We were under the impression that our parents did not notice. Yes, they noticed. It's just that they did the same thing. So they didn't say anything about it. Usually the candy is to be taken off the tree on June 6th, on Epiphany, when we undress the Christmas tree. On the 24th, it is said we dress up the Christmas tree. We don't decorate, we dress up the tree. And on June 6th, we undress the tree. And that's when you are supposed to eat that special Christmas candies off the tree. But by that time, usually all you have is wrappers. Now, of course, for those that have live trees, they have special dates when special garbage people, I mean the people that collect trash, they tell you to put the Christmas tree either by the curb or by the regular garbage can on regular garbage days. And then they will take the trees and recycle them. If they have a lot, they will give it for poor people to heat the house with. But I felt so sorry for the Christmas trees that I stopped buying live ones. Now, I think when Mini Monster will get a little bigger, we will probably go back to getting live ones. But I want to get the kind that has the roots in it, in the tub. And then it's a little tree and the roots are in it. And then after June 6th, we can take it out to the village, to our village house, and then plant it in there on the plot. Definitely, I don't want to have a tree cut out just to stand in my living room and then have it discarded. I actually feel sorry for the tree. It looks so beautiful all dressed up, and it looks so sad and miserable undressed, the leaves falling off and pine needles all over the place, and you're like, and you're feeling just as miserable as the tree is because you have to clean it out of the carpet. I have learned not to put the tree near the carpet. It's a good solution. In the old days, there was a room in the house what was called a clean room. And in that clean room, or the guest room, whichever way you wish to approach that subject, there was no heat. So the Christmas tree had a much better chance of living through the holidays than, let's say, a room next to the wood-burning, well, not a stove, I don't know what you call it in English. I would think of it, as usual. So not in a heated room, because when you are burning with wood and coal, it's very difficult to control the temperature. Nowadays, of course, a majority of the homes have gas heat. We will not talk about the price of gas. Thank God there are no shortages. Actually, I was sorry to see the small so-called tea stove, wood-burning stove. I was sorry to see it go from the kitchen because that has a little oven to it. Yeah, if you know which little door you're supposed to shut, which I didn't at first, but I learned fast when I was choking on the smoke. Yeah, we won't go there. Yeah, I know you're rolling on the floor laughing again. Go ahead. I laugh at myself too. Perfectly okay. As you are laughing with people, it's fine. I really miss that little stove. For some reason, the meat that we roasted in that little oven was delicious. Now again, we couldn't control the temperature, it depends on how much wood you put in there, but that place where the fire is so small that you really cannot overload it to, I don't know what degree. But I usually cook my meat slow and well done. And that tasted different than coming out of a gas or electric stove. I really miss it. And especially when, only the nights got chilly and you just needed a little bit of heat, that wood stove was wonderful. But then we had the gas coming into the village, where we lived. Right now we live in a city. We're city dwellers. We still have the village properties. Um, Everybody sort of got rid of the wood-burning stoves, and the chimneys were blocked. And from the roof, they were removed. However, I was talking to a person that builds chimneys. I don't know what they're called. And he said he can find a hole in the wall where you put the chimney pipe in, in the kitchen, through the wall and to the roof. It was made out of brick. It's still there. The roof is covered, and down in the kitchen it's covered, and then he would have to just build the top of the chimney on the roof. And but since nowadays that seems to be a specialty because people went to gas heating and cooking. Well, in the city we have an electric stove, but we have a gas furnace that also heats the hot water. In the bigger apartment houses, I don't know how it is in America, but here in Hungary, there is a station where the heat is, where they make heat, okay, and hot water. And then it goes to all the different parts of the city. So you may be living in a 7, 8, 9, 10 floor apartment house, but you don't have a heating unit in it because you're getting it from far away. That's another type of, this is a small city, and this is a small, it's a 4-floor apartment house. They don't really call it an apartment house. They call it, I don't know what they call it in English. There are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 flats on each floor. We are on the first floor. On the ground floor, we have offices and spa, tanning. I don't know what that's called. I can't think yet, folks. 6:40 in the morning. I have chosen this time to make my video because in the afternoon, let's see, today's Wednesday. I don't know why there's such big traffic, but then Christmas season has started already. In the afternoon, I just couldn't get a quiet time to work on my crafts. Right now, Minnie Monster went back to sleep. Hubby is on day shift. So when he's on day shift, this is a little bit of quiet time before I start with the regular household routine. And then pretty soon, Minnie Monster will go to day school. Here in Hungary, they start nursery school mandatory at age 3. They have no kindergarten here. They go from nursery school to primary school, elementary school to grade 1. This is why it's mandatory, because it's a preparation, like kindergarten is a preparation, I presume, for school. Here they are prepared to enter first grade. Second of all, maternity leave is for 3 years. So by the time the child reaches 3, unless he has, baby brother or sister, mommy goes back to work. So this is how the school system is set up to meet the demands of working mothers. Because if you want to get anywhere, you can, if you work hard, same as any place else. If you would have to have private, of course there's private daycare, but if you have to have private, then it costs so much that what you earn does not really make as much difference in the family budget as it could. And of course, there are single parents. So their needs also should be considered in the workforce. Lots of workplaces even have their own nursery where you can take your baby until they reach the age of going to nursery school, which I think is an excellent idea, and it cuts down on the absentees of the young mother, because babies and little children get sick all the time. And this is one of the problems of companies not wanting to hire mummies with little children, because they need to stay home with their children. Most of the time the grandmother works. So there's really no one to watch the child. Of course, in the old days, generations lived together. So there was always somebody there to watch the child. But then the mummy would go out and have daddy, work in the fields or something. And then grandma would watch the baby after the noon meal. The main meal in Hungary is eaten at noon, between noon and 1 o'clock. Everyone goes to eat. And then after that, the mother would go and help in the fields if she could. Lots of times she would take the baby along. She would also take food out to whoever from the family is working out in the field. And they would sit down under a tree, have a nice meal, a little rest. Hottest part of the day, And if possible, then they would go home together at night. There was no vending machine or anything else, and was not advisable to take food that might spoil in the heat out to the field. So everyone, after eating, whoever was at home, left at home, they ate, and then after that, the mummy would wrap up the food, usually 2 courses at least, and then the afternoon, the 4 o'clock meal, and they would all head out to the fields. I think that was a nice way to spend some time together. Very hard work in the field. Give a little break. The children would run around and play. The children's job was to take water to the persons working in the field. Everyone had their little job to do. So you heard a little bit about hungry village life. Well, nowadays, of course, it's different because mummies go to the city or whatever to work. As I said, majority of the time, the grandmother still works. So the children need to be taken care of properly. So thank you for spending time with me a little bit this morning. I will try and do a little more because I want this done before December 6th. This is the plan. This underneath it is coming along, close to being done. The little shopping bag, actually a little gift bag that we made together is finished. I'm going to show you what I would put in it, a little bit of sweets, a little stuffed amigurumi, animal or toy, a little chocolate, maybe some socks, maybe a little toy, and then give it to I will give it to a child. And then actually the bag itself is a gift because it's sparkly and it has diamond painting on it. And what's inside is nice for the child. So it's two gifts. I really enjoyed making it. I will definitely order about 10 more. And it will turn out much better as far as the sewing part is concerned. I had a little bit of problem getting the needle through this canvas. I did make a suggestion to the owner that that needle is really useless as far as trying to push it through. You do need a sharp needle. So I will try and see what her response will be. I thought she was in the UK, but it turns out that I'm getting Chinese letters, which I don't understand. However, we got to the point where she realizes she needs to write in English or Hungarian. Those are the two. Take your choice. So, thank you for staying with me this morning. We will continue our holiday projects. Take care, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Enjoy the holiday season. Don't stress yourself about it. It's not worth it. Enjoy it. Enjoy the beauty of it. Please hit the like and the subscribe button. Bye for now.